This is 10 News at 5.
The big story at E3 this year is sort of this arms race between Microsoft and Sony.
A battle is brewing as major electronic companies unveil their new and improved gaming systems at a major event this week. Welcome back. I'm Beth Haynes. Last year, consumers spent nearly $21 billion on video game-related products. And this week, that booming business made some big announcements about the next generation of consoles. At the Electronic Entertainment Expo in Los Angeles, Microsoft and Sony faced off. Microsoft recently revealed its Xbox One, and Sony just announced the PlayStation 4.
This PlayStation 4 has an amazing core. It's a 8GB memory of RAM, and that's super fast, and it can handle all these amazing giant open world games, big shooters, amazing graphics.
The Wii and Wii U are still hot sellers for Nintendo, but this year it's all about their new games. To talk more about the new games and consoles and to help compare them, Dan Thompson with Claris Networks joins us, and a lot of buzz about this.
Yes.
This expo is a very exciting event. We talked about that earlier this week. You would love to go. But let's begin with this battle between PS4 and Xbox One.
Right.
Let's compare the two systems, the different features.
Yeah, so essentially, if you look under the hood of both systems, they're almost identical. Both of them have approximately the same processor, about the same amount of RAM, the same amount of disk space. They both have Blu-ray. So what's interesting, though, is that the price between these guys is a lot different, and there's a lot of restrictions around the Xbox that aren't around the PlayStation. So that's kind of a lot of the buzz around that this year was around that specifically.
Let's talk more about the pricing. I think you were a little surprised by that, and also some of these restrictions.
I was. So the Xbox came out at $499. The PS4 is going to be $399. So that was about $100 more than what I was hoping that it was going to be. So I mean, we're at $500 for this gaming console. That's a lot of money.
Hefty price tag.
Right. And the big change is that the Kinect comes with all versions today. Now, when Sony announced that theirs was going to be $399, suddenly you could pre-order these the Xbox One for $450 on Amazon. So hopefully we're going to see some price battles come, you know, Thanksgiving time around Black Friday. But with regard to the restrictions, so now this was interesting. So Microsoft came out and basically said you can no longer loan your games to friends without some kind of penalty. So supposedly there's going to be a charge. So if I gave you a game, then you could play it, but you would have to pay a fee, and you would have had to have been my friend on Xbox for at least 30 days. So this is a big oddity. So Sony came out and immediately started taking shots at Microsoft, much to the applause of the crowd. They said, hey, if you want to share a game, here's how you do it. And they just handed the box to somebody and said, it's that easy.
Wow.
No restrictions as far as having to be online with the PS4, whereas with the Xbox you do have to be online. So lots of things. Nintendo even jumped on and said, hey, if you don't want to deal with resale issues, start making better games.
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, it was just everybody was taking shots at Microsoft, and frankly, I think it was probably well deserved.
Yeah. Well, let's talk more about the new games that are going to be released later this year.
Yes. So man, there was some mind-blowing games that they were showing up. Battlefield 4 was one of the big games that was going on. This is actually some actual gameplay from that game right here that we're watching. And essentially, I mean, you can see these worlds are very vibrant. You heard the term earlier, open world, which essentially what that means is you can go almost anywhere. In this sequence, they climb on top of one of the buildings. There's some tanks that are shooting the bottom of the building, and then the building collapses because of all the damage. That's all unscripted. So this is all just, you know, live gameplay.
And
incredible
that's
stuff. That's Battlefield 4. Yeah, lots of. There was also Metal Gear Solid 5 was announced, and I mean, just incredible gameplay. Some of these things you almost think you're watching a movie when you're seeing it. So it's going to be awesome consoles if you can, you know, handle the price.
Yeah, if you can handle the price. We've got about 30 seconds left, but I got to get this in. Nintendo Wii U, bringing back some classics.
Yes.
We're talking Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers, though, you said plays a little different.
A little different, yeah, but all your favorite titles are returning. Nintendo, you know, a little bit behind the curve, but they still had some cards up their sleeve with Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers, a few other titles as well. It looks like the same enjoyable gameplay that has always endeared us to Nintendo. So Nintendo definitely is still a relevant player in this console market.
Brings back so many memories.
Oh, I know.
Love it. Awesome. All right. Well, exciting news. I know you'll keep us posted.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Preventing the spread of West Nile virus, crews will